right now I'm just lazing around on deck 7 here on the Virgin Resilient Lady. And today I'm going to talk to you all about drinks. So if it's something you're interested in, stick around. To start off with, here on deck 7, I have myself a Jack Daniel's tall glass, which costs $10. And Jeff is indulging in an old-fashioned
I just found out. I've been on the ship now for 10 days, whatever it is, and got to know a couple of bartenders, and I just said to him, I said, anywhere in the ship I can get an old-fashioned. And he said, yeah, I'll make an old-fashioned. So it's made on Buffalo Trace, $11, $25 in Hobart for this exact same drink, $11.
Crazy. And I know there's going to be all you viewers out there who go, oh, but that's USD. But when you get your free credits for drinks, and when you do purchase your bar tab, your extra bar tab, and I know you pay the 400 odd Australian dollars, it goes to US, but when you actually work out that you're only paying $10 or $11 US, this is for things like, you know, a Buffalo Trace or a Jack Daniel's or a vodka or an ouzo or something like that. Beers on board are about $8 to $10. Spirits, 10, 11, depending on which spirit you drink. You can go a bit more expensive. And then your cocktails, they're going to hit you up probably from about anything from $11 up to $19, depending on what you're actually having in your cocktail. So when you calculate those prices compared to Australian prices off ship, in Hobart it's currently $10 for a schooner, $14 for a pint. If you want to purchase anything on Salamanca on the waterfront, a spirit can cost you something ridiculous. We tried to order, was it 2 Jim Beams or something like that in one of the establishments there on Salamanca waterfront, came out $30. And cocktails down in Hobart, they start at $20 and then they add up pretty quickly. So the price comparison, it's here nor there really. There are a ton of bars on board, and I found that when you go to each bar, it will have a cocktail list, and they vary slightly. So it's worth going around from bar to bar so that you can check out some of the different cocktails that are on offer. I think on this ship, the bar that we seem to frequent the most has been the Draft House, which is on deck 7. The staff there have been fantastic, and they had a couple of little shooters shots that we loved. They had a little shooter glass, and the jellyfish was $9 for a shooter, and the same thing, it was one called an all-day breakfast, which Jeff liked, which was it was Jameson and butterscotch, and then you had orange juice and bacon salt in the other one, so you'd have one and then the other. The staff are really lovely, the beers are good, kamikaze, yeah. The other bar that we've frequented a little bit has been up at the back of the ship at the dock house. They have a bottle of ouzo up there, so we've been having a few ouzos out at that part of the ship. And it's a really nice aspect sitting there on the dock because you can look out over the back of the ship and you get the wake, and that's always really fun to sit and watch. So as you move around the ship, you have got options for on-tap beers, but they're quite limited. Heineken is really big on this ship. You can get a little bit of Mountain Goat, otherwise you might need to purchase in cans, and they can decant those into glasses for you. But you do have to go to certain parts of the ship if you have a certain beer that you like that's on the tap, but it's only located at that particular bar. Now, in terms of calculating how much you need for a bar tab, that's somewhat difficult. I know people want to know, how much should I need to put aside and so on. So I'll tell you how we kind of worked it out, and then maybe you can use that same formula for yourself. It's completely up to you. Keeping in mind that we're only talking about alcoholic drinks here because everything else is included on board. The very first thing you're going to have to do is work out what sort of drinker you are. So think about a night out, for example, and how many drinks would you expect to drink on a night out for you? And do those drinks include just beer, or do you mix it up with some beer and spirit? Do you like your cocktails? So just work out what an average night out might actually be for you. Then think about what an average night out on holiday might be, because the way that you might celebrate when you are at home, just going out for a dinner, for example, as to when you are going out and celebrating during a holiday can be quite different. So compare those across and kind of get an average number of drinks that you each would drink when you're doing a night out together. So let's say you're a beer drinker, you enjoy your beer, and you would average 8 beers a night. Okay, so you're going out on the town, 8 beers, that's what you stick to, that's your limit. And you can calculate it for however much you want, no one's judging here. So 8 beers, if you work that out at being $9 a beer, which is what it's being charged on this ship. So on average for a night, and if you plan on doing that over the course of your cruise, well obviously you work that out across the days that your cruise is going to be. You can do the same with any spirits. The spirits again are around the $11 mark. If you drink $8 worth of spirit in a average night out for yourself or while you're on holidays, then that's $88. So you work that out across the course of your cruise. And then if you are a cocktail drinker and the cocktails here you're averaging say $14 and you like to have 4 or 5 cocktails a night, well then you would need to have a look at that, and that would come to about $65 then. So that is how we kind of worked it out. Yes please. Speaking of that, Jeff's going to get another one. And then that will give you a bit of an average number. So eight's quite moderate. I know that there are plenty of you out there who are looking at me thinking, eight's not going to cut it. Well, you just calculate the numbers based on you. Like I said, not judging you, you're not judging us. This is just a bit of an average calculation so that you can then work out, from there. So once you've got that and you've worked out how much it's actually going to cost you across the whole cruise, then you can start looking at what bonuses they might have given you. So we were really quite fortunate in that we got a $900 bar tab here on this ship, and that really made a big dent in what we would be expected to be forking out ourselves. So we got a really good deal through My Cruises. That being said, Jeff went ahead and got an extra bar tab anyway, just to be on the safe side. And we figured if we weren't going to use it, we'd have friends here and we'd be able to shout with them if we needed to. The other thing that we had a look at as well was some of our bonuses, because we ended up getting deep blue extras through the matching of the loyalty program, which also gave us a little bit extra credit, and the splash for romance, which again gave us a little bit extra there as well. So we are at day, what are we? We are in Sydney, the second day in Sydney. I think that's day 9, and we still have got, Jeff said, I think $270 something left on our bar tab, and we have a shake for champagne. We have 2 of those. So we have been drinking, as normally as what we would if we were out and about at home, and we still have a little bit up our sleeves for the next couple of days, which is really quite exciting as well. I highly recommend, if you are taking a cruise which doesn't offer you a drinks package throughout the whole entire cruise, to sit down and do a little bit of math and work that out. The last thing you want to do is to get off the cruise and find out that you've got this huge bill to pay. And with Virgin, the thing is that you can purchase extra bar tabs, as many as you like, in fact, before you hop on, and they will give you an extra $50 each time. So if you buy one for $350, they'll give you another $50, and they will do that each time. So that's a few extra drinks. If you think a beer's $8, $50, that's a few beers. So it is well worth it. If we were going to cruise again on a cruise ship that did not have a drinks package, I don't think I'd worry about it too much. I think we'd just put money aside based on this particular cruise, and I think we would have it covered without having a huge bill toward the end of it. So I hope that you found this video. So I hope you got a little bit of information out of this video. So I hope that you have got a little bit of information about the drinks on board Virgin on this video. Thanks for sticking around and watching, and I will catch you in the next one.